Today in our /malicious compliance. Mandatory late night call after you made me hourly. Yes, sir. Please remember, I'm a native English speaker typing on a desktop keyboard, so any spelling grammar mistakes are my own stupid fault. Yay. So quick background. I work for a big national company, which I will not name because I like being employed, and we have a big software system that the entire company relies on to wrap stuff up and get it ready for the client. It's that last choke point bottleneck where if it dies, literally all the work the rest of the company does is for naught. I run this system at the grunt work day-to-day operational level. This system also typically has upgrades and fixes installed about every 2 weeks, and they always wait until late night on Friday to bring it down and do the install so that it doesn't impact daily business. Now, when these installs occurred, they always get a bunch of people on a call to go through everything and make sure it all works before calling it good for Monday. Being the guy who runs the system all the time, I was always required to be on these calls. I hated them. The calls started at 10 p.m. Friday nights, so I couldn't go out and enjoy my weekend. Would last about 2 hours while the developers installed stuff, and at the very end I pushed one button to kick things off so the suits could see that it was working and everybody was happy. This was literally monkey work, and everyone on those calls could have done it. I volunteered to teach them how, but no, they wanted me on the call. I was salary at the time, so not exactly like I could say no, and I wasn't getting paid anything extra for it. Can you see where this is going yet? Okay, so a few years ago guidelines changed at the government level saying anyone who made dollars zero per year or less couldn't be defined as salary. They had to be hourly to stop companies from abusing glorified part-time workers. I made more than that, but the company went overboard because I was somewhere in the general ballpark and they didn't want to risk it. So bam, I'm now hourly. Roughly 2 weeks later, it's deployment call time. I ask if I'm really required to be there or not. Boss man says yes. I don't complain, because at least now I get paid for it. Oh, but wait. This isn't any normal deployment. No, this is a big one. They tell me I need to be on the calls that will start up at 5:00 right as I'd normally be clocking out for the day. Thinking it would be a quick check-in and then back out until 10:00 I dutifully call in. Nope. This call lasts from 5:00 until 10:00 when we got to take all of 5 minutes break and get into the other call. Now I'm homeshored, so I'm sitting on this call in my underwear, and nothing going on requires any input from me at all. Again, I'm not complaining because I'm getting paid for this, and I've got Netflix on in the background. Not only am I getting paid, since I did my full 40 hours that week already, this was overtime. So 10:00 deployment stuff starts going on, and by midnight, we get parked. I push the button. I tell them it's going to take about 20-30 minutes to process before we know if it worked. Half hour of twiddling thumbs later, it fails. Some cursing from dev as they go try to fix whatever borked. And I got to spend another 30 minutes resetting all the data so we can try again. Once everything is ready, I push the button. 30 minutes later, it fails again. Fast forwards several hours. It's now 5 Saturday morning. It still hasn't run properly. Everybody is cranky except me, because baby I got $signs in my eyes. 12 hours of off for watching Netflix and doing monkey work is gonna be sweet. Except it was even better than I thought at the time. That Saturday was technically some minor holiday. My company pays time and a half if you work on a holiday, so I had 7 hours of overtime, and 5 hours of odd with additional time and a half. I ended up making over half a week's pay overnight from that call. My boss flipped when he saw the check I was supposed to get. I reminded him that I had asked in a mail with half the team cowpaid if he really needed me on that call, and that he said I absolutely had to be. Unlike some of the bosses I read about on here, he swallowed his defeat gracefully. I got a huge paycheck that period, and oddly enough I have not been required to attend a single one of those calls since then. I wonder why. Side note, Dev worked on it all weekend and got it running by Monday morning, so we were fine. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the bell, and whatever else our YouTube overlords require nowadays.